Hey guys, it's Dory. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you what I am prepping for myself for the whole week this week. It is something that I've made before. I probably haven't made it for a good, probably 8 to 10 months. But I will put a disclaimer in. One of the ingredients that I am putting in to the meat is not very clean. I'll just leave it at that. But are you ready? Here we go. So guys, I'm going to start by just prepping the ingredients that are going to go in. You're not going to see a lot of me, and if you see my pajamas in view, that's okay. Today's Sunday and I'm not getting too fancied up because I already did church online, so it's just hanging out at home until later on we go and pick some fruits and veggies at a local pick your own. So here's what I'm doing. I am taking, let's see, 2.5 pounds of ground beef. I use market side. I am adding to that 1 can of Rotel, and I do not drain it. 1 can of green chilies, and a whole entire block of Velveeta. Now, this is the ingredient I told you guys is not clean. Velveeta is not, I'm not pretending it's clean. I'm not pretending that it is keto, a clean keto. It's a dirty keto, but it's not a clean keto. But I just wanted to let you guys know I was having a hankering for this type of beef that I make, and it's been so long since I had it, and I am 4 years post-op. Out from vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and so why not? So let's get started. So first I'm going to start by cutting up the cheese. Because the cheese is in such a humongous block, it needs to be cut very small. It's got to be kind of cubed. So I'm just going to take this whole entire block. It's pretty easy to separate because, you know, we all know it's not really real cheese in the sense of it could be a lot cleaner. So I just take it and I just take it like this, maybe a 1/2 inch thickness, and I'm just going to lay it on top of each other until I get half of the block done. And let's see, really just like this. And then I'm just gonna cut down here like this, and then one more time. So each block is like probably, you know, 1 by 1, say 1 inch by 1 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch by 1 inch. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I just cut it down because it's easier melting toward the end, and that way I'm not seeing a lot of the meat burning or overcooking. It just always stays nice and moist. So I'm going to transfer what I cut to this little package that it came in, and then I'm going to work on this other one. So yeah, so how are you guys doing? I haven't really had a real meal prep for a couple weeks because last week I was doing it for my daughter. She had a baby on August 21st. She had a really hard labor. It is her first child. A lot of things had happened, and then she found out that the baby was born with a lip tie and a tongue tie, and so at 1 week old, which was on Friday, they laser surgery'd it. I guess it's not off, but they kind of like, the tongue wasn't just a regular tongue tie, it was actually tied way to the bottom of her mouth. And so they just really cut that, and that was it. And she actually was able to latch on to mom to feed, and so we're really excited. My daughter has been pumping around the clock, which I'm so excited about. But anyways, that was a side note. So that's what I made her last week, is I made her some crock pot meals. She had the meal train coming. I'm gonna go ahead and open these. Something I also do, if you guys like beans, I don't really eat beans too often. Okay, let me move my camera up a little so that way maybe you guys can see me. All right, so I don't usually eat beans very often, not just because they give me gas, they're just not, they have a lot of carbs, and although I do enjoy them occasionally, I just don't have them a lot. So that would be something else that I would add to this dish if I was going to do that. So I'm going to change my mind, and I am going to drain out the water in the rotel. I didn't realize how much water was actually in there. And so I'm going to get my handy dandy spatulator, meat pounder. I have no idea what the real name for this thing is, but I love it. And I'm gonna go turn on my 2.5 pounds of meat, and I'll be right back. Okay, so as that cooks, I am actually, right here is the meat mixture, and it's just starting to get hot and heat up. But in here, I don't know if you guys have a steamer. You can use a microwave steamer if you want, but I'm gonna go and cook up a side dish that I plan on having with the meat mixture I have here. I'll use it as a side dish, but we grow these in our garden. These are yellow summer squash, and we also get some from a farm share that we purchase. And so we went and got these from our garden yesterday, and basically I am just going to steam these. I cut out both ends on both of the squash, and I'm just going to cut them in about 1/4 of an inch. You see that? 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to cut them just like that until I get to where they are very thick, and then, or like, not thick, yeah, I guess it would be thick. But up at the top where it's going to be thicker than what I just cut, I actually cut it in half. So it's like this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut those. It's extremely simple to make this. I really like having it. It just reminds me of summertime when I have this. And so I'm just going to cut both of these up, and I'm going to add it to the top of my steamer, which is right here. And basically all that I do with this is I steam it just until it's just getting tender. And so I'll let you guys know when it starts boiling. And I probably boil it for maybe, I'd say 7 minutes. And basically all that I'm doing is getting a little soft and tender. I don't want it to be mushy. That's one preference I have with summer squash or zucchini or most kind of vegetables like this. I don't really like them to be mushy. So basically, I'm just gonna cover this. This is one of the most simple side dishes. It just kinda, it goes with anything really. And so I'm gonna steam that, and to it I'm just adding about 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I'm gonna put salt and pepper. And that's it. And when I heat it up in the microwave, it comes out great. It isn't mushy or anything. And so I'm gonna have that with my meat mixture this week as a side dish, just to get some veggies in, just something different. I definitely like to switch it up every now and then, but I am a creature of habit, so I do like to have my regular faves as well. So I'll be back with my next side dish. Okay guys, so here's the next side dish that I'm gonna make. This is a cold side dish. This is something that we can just eat right out of the refrigerator. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a yellow/white cucumber, but that's what I have here. I have 2 cucumbers. I like to slice them. They don't have to be sliced, but for this particular side dish, I do like it to be sliced. I don't know, there's just something about sometimes having hard edges that I just don't care about. There's really a time and place for cucumbers, in my opinion, the way I like to eat them with the skin on, and that's when you're like dipping them into like a, I don't know, some kind of a dip, a side something, I don't know. But basically I just went ahead and took 1 cucumber, and now I'm gonna work on the second cucumber, and all I'm doing, this is great, this is from Tupperware. This is my favorite by far peeler. It's very easy. The peeler itself is very sharp, and I really, really like it. I know there's another one that they sell at Bed Bath & Beyond that you can like double peel. You like go up, down like this, but I haven't checked it out yet. So I'm just gonna take just a tiny bit off the edges, and then let me go ahead and throw the peels behind me. I'll bring that to our compost pile. Let me give my meat a little stir here. Chop, chop, chop. I actually put in the recipe that I'm making with the Velveeta, and it's not bad at all. For each serving, it's only gonna be 201 calories, 15 fat, 5 carbs, and that's not even net carbs, so I gotta check if there's net carbs. There probably is. So, but anyways, and then I forgot the protein. Maybe 7, 10? I don't remember. I'll let you guys know though, for sure. But anyway, so you're just gonna take your cucumber and you're gonna slice it. Now, if you have a mandolin, you can use the mandolin. My husband uses his mandolin all the time when he's slicing zucchini, cucumber, squash, whatever he's slicing, he usually uses the mandolin. I don't really like the mandolin. I'm so afraid I'm gonna hack my finger off. No hacked fingers in this recipe, guys. Anyhow, you wanna know why it's so quiet in my house? My husband took my kids with him to our church building to open it up for somebody who needed to get in there. And we have a key, so he went and I said, hey, can you take all the kids? He left me here with our dog, who's usually a crybaby and is loud and likes to be really wimpy, but she's quiet too, so that's good. Okay, so this, guys, so I have made this side dish 0 times before. I made a variation of this one, but I'm switching it up just for you guys, and I can't wait to try it. So to these cucumbers, we are going to add some cherry tomatoes. Now, as I said, our garden is full of these cherry tomatoes. These I actually got from somewhere else. I forgot, Farm Share maybe? But in any event, we do have a ton. My kids actually just picked the garden with my husband this morning and came in with a ton of tomatoes. I don't eat a lot of tomatoes because they are inflammatory, but you know, everything in moderation, that's the key. So I'm gonna stop on this side dish. My meat is done. So I'm going to my meat, I'm gonna add the cheese, which is all of this cubed Velveeta. Basically, it's all just going in. Very, very simple. As you guys have come to know me and realize, I have a big family. Now I actually have the additional 2 grandchildren. I have 2 granddaughters. One is 5 months old. I saw her yesterday as well, and the other is 8 weeks old. And then I have the 4 little ones, and we're doing, sorry, my phone just got cut off like randomly, but we're doing remote learning. And so everything I do has to be quick. It has to be done. It has to be in a fashion where I know I'm taking care of my nutritional needs, their nutritional needs are being taken care of, but I feel like I can be quick. And so that's what I try to bring you guys, is something that is realistic, but still tastes really, really good. And nutritionally, it really is good for you. It's not something, I'm not telling you to open up a box of mac and cheese. I'm telling you to make things like this. So I see now that my squash behind here is, you see the steam coming up. I just shut it off and I'm gonna leave it on the burner. It's gonna finish steaming. It was only steaming for about 5 minutes. So now that this cheese has got to melt down, that takes a while, let's work on our other side dish that we were just working on. So after we have the cucumbers and the tomatoes, to that I am going to add some salt and pepper. Of course, my little buzzer in the back is telling me that I have like this, should go off itself, but I have like this little, I don't even know what it's called. It's kind of like a fan, but it kind of puts humidity in the, takes humidity out of the room. Anyhow, so I was using that and it must need water. So I'm gonna go ahead and put salt and pepper in there, give it a good little mix. And to this, I am going to add some mayo. Let me grab a spoon. So you really have to eyeball this, but here's a humongous spoonful of mayo, and I'm gonna do another one. So I would say 2 huge spoonfuls of mayo, And then to that, we're gonna add a little splash of milk, just a little. I mean, literally like a tablespoon. It's just really to help the mayo to mix around onto the vegetables. So again, very, very summery. You eat it right out of the refrigerator. This is actually better the day after I make it because it is, it has like kind of marinated and gotten nice and cold. So I would say it probably a little less mayo next time. Although I'm not going to complain because I can just take some more tomatoes and add it to that. But this is what I've never added before and I'm really excited. It is onions. Onions, fresh from my garden. I am just putting maybe 2 little handfuls of slivered onions that my husband cut up for me today. And I'm gonna mix this all up, show you guys how it turns out, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is all done. I have the onions, the tomatoes, the cucumber, mayo, and just a splash of milk, salt, and pepper. And I have to tell you, it is delicious. So good. This is one of those salads that I feel like you could take to a picnic, a barbecue. You could take it to your work luncheon, and that would be a hit. I also just added in the rotel and the green chilies, and this is basically done. This is just going to simmer here. Let me show you guys what it looks like. All right, let me bring my phone a little closer for you. I hope I don't drop it. Hang on there, Charlotte. Let's see. All right, so this is what it looks like. Very orangey cheesy, but this is it. Very comforting. That is like you're watching football and you want something like a chili, but you don't want the beans. That's it, guys. So I have my steamed squash. I have my cheddar meat mixture, and I have my other side dish. And that, my friends, is an easy peasy, under 25 minutes meal prep for my week. I'll be back with another meal prep. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like it, share it, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay guys, so I had wrapped up my meal prep, but I want to show you guys what I did. I packaged what I made, the beef. I packaged it in 1/2 cup servings and got 15 servings. So I used tiny little glass containers with the snap it lids, and I measure out 1/2 cup. And I know you guys are probably saying that is way too little because I'm already 4 years out. But honestly, if I sit and I am mindfully eating, I'm full off of 1/2 cup. And so it doesn't have to be this humongous meal. And then here are the summer squash. They came out amazing. And I put a little bit of salt and butter. And I'm going to enjoy this for my lunch today. And the meat mixture, I wrote down the stats. It is 268 calories, 16.5 grams of fat, 7.5 carbs, and 18.5 protein just in this bowl. And the carbs, there's no fiber in this. There was like 0.2, so it was 7.7, so I just took off the 2 and it's 7.5. And that's just regular carbs. 7.7 would be whole carbs. No big deal, but this is amazing. So filling. Reminds me of a nice fall, cold day. Snow outside. Yep. I love garden veggies. Have a great day, you guys.